Well, it's my pleasure to introduce you to none other than the story midwife herself, Lisa Evans.
Thanks, John. Do you remember your first holiday without your parents? When I was 18, I went to the Greek islands with my friends from school, and our itinerary was simple: drink, tan, dance. Our dilemma was that the nightclubs didn't get going till around midnight and they finished at 6 a.m. So it was not easy to work on our tans if we stayed in bed during the day. So what we do, we get home from the nightclub in the morning and we baste our skin with coconut oil. And then we'd go and sleep round the pool and we'd literally bake. But there was no stopping us hitting the dance floor, and so we just numb the pain with cocktails and we do the whole thing again. Now we came up with a soothing solution: the iced sheet. So each night before we went out to the nightclub, we'd take a sheet off our beds and we'd fold it up into a neat parcel and we'd pop it in the freezer. And then the next day when we got home from the nightclubs, we'd take out the cool, crunchy sheet, unfold it, strip off and lay on the bed for some iced sheet therapy before heading out to the pool again. Now this red raw look, it was obviously attractive because a group of lads invited us on a day trip, a Greek banquet up the mountain. So the next day we went to meet our tour guide Nikos with his air-conditioned bus to take us up the top of the mountain for our Greek banquet. So we get in the bus and after about 30 minutes, Nikos pulls over, gets out at this shed-like structure. Transporter, take your pick, donkeys. Yeah, donkeys. My donkey was called George, and it was so uncomfortable sitting on his back with sunburn, a short skirt and high heels. We slowly trekked up to the top of the mountain. Leaving our donkey here, you got eat, the drink, a sing, said Nikos. And our Greek banquet awaited us. Out came the spit roast pig, the free-flowing ouzo, and I can remember dancing on the tables to Duran Duran. An amazing time. After a few hours with really full bellies, extremely tipsy and so hot, it was time to set off back down the mountain. So Deb and I, we went over to the place where we tethered our donkeys and George was missing. There was no sign of my donkey and there was no sign of the lads either. So Deb and I, we both climbed onto the top of her donkey, who was also called George, and we set off down the sandy path. Well, George, he decided that he wanted to eat some grass. So he puts his head down, Deb and I go flying over the top and we land in the cactus. Now Deb, she's not letting go, she's holding onto those reins with her white knuckles. But unfortunately, the donkey is no longer at the other end of the reins. Now we are stranded, we've lost George 1, we've lost George 2, and we've no idea what we're going to do. We stand there. And then there was a plume of dust and we could hear some heavy breathing. And we could make out the silhouette of a man on a beast. Could this be our knight in shining armour? Deb, she went all damsel in distress on me, waving her red sarong in the air. Help, help. When the dust settled, we saw that it was the scrawny lad with the thick rimmed glasses and the football eyes, one at home and one away. Now my myopic boy, he interpreted the red sarong waving as a sign of encouragement, and so he puffed out his little chest and he urged his donkey on. The donkey interpreted the red sarong waving a little bit differently. Rather than a come on in an attractive way, more of a come on, let's fight kind of way. And the donkey ran up onto his hind legs. Myopic boy was tossed off the back, it landed with a thud, and there was his glasses beside him all twisted and bent and broken. and he lay still. And Deb and I went running over to see how he was. Is that you, George? No, it's Deb and Lisa. Seemed like we'd lost another George. Come on, we'll help you. So we tied Myopic Boy's wrist to the end of the red sarong so we could lead him back down the dusty walk to the bottom of the mountain. And it took us ages to get down. Finally, we get down to the bottom of the mountain. We are sore, we are stinking, we are sweating. And there were the three Georges, snacking, snoozing, shading. Seemed like we'd been outsmarted by those donkeys. On the air-conditioned bus back to the apartments, we get out and we lead Myopic Boy by the red sarong up the steps to our apartment. We're going to take really good care of you. Once inside, we order him to strip off and we go and get a cool, iced, crunchy sheet. And the three of us, we lay on the bed for some much needed iced sheet therapy. All right, thank you. I don't forget to tell a story, it's kind of cool. So thank you.